What's good, everybody? Good morning. Um, good morning. Good morning. I just had to talk about some things this morning. You know what I'm saying? I'm not upset, but I've learned how to channel the energy. It's kind of like being upset, but not being upset. It's like knowing you have the right to be upset, but you don't have to physically act on it. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to be upset about things and express yourself and be angry and to disagree. But when you start trying to hurt people and take action towards it and things like that, that's where it crosses the line. This portion of the podcast is going to be called Authoritarian Rule. Authoritarian Rule. And you can probably piece that out yourself, what that means. But it's something that nobody really wants. And let me tell you how authoritarian rule happens. You know, we got all these people crying about Trump. We had people crying about Biden, how Trump wanted to do whatever he wanted to do. And the Cubans and the Jews and the blacks and the women and LGBT, everybody's hating Trump. No kings. They're marching. Why? Because they don't want authoritarian rule, right? Right. Now, how does authoritarian rule come to be? Well, in the 1980s, there was a big movement from Cuba, a big uh, migration from the country of Cuba to America. Why? Because they were running from authoritarian rule. How did the authoritarian rule happen in Cuba? And remember, there was a big complaint. You watch Scarface, the whole country hated what was going on. They got the hell out of there. They did not like that. They were against it. Remember that? That's one of the whole reason why they fucking came here. So they came here. It's the 80s. You know, black people been here before the 80s. They said black people been here forever. So Cubans just got over here in the 80s. And they brought this authoritarian lifestyle and rule because that's all they knew there. So the people who could leave Cuba from that rule that they hated in Cuba came to America, established a communistic ideology within the framework of the political system here and the court system, the finance system here, right? And once they have people in proper places like the clerk's office, and you got things, places called ISD and different departments within the community that handle civil lawsuits, complaints, police reports, investigations. So in order to get this authoritarian rule, you have to have like-minded people that understand and comply with this rule. Americans don't know shit about communist rule, but Cubans do. So now we have the state of Florida with all these communist issues. And just every single day in Florida, the issue is communism, Jews complaining about people attacking them, and fraud every day, and drugs. Every weekend in Miami, there's over $100 million worth of drugs here that just gets wiped away from the brain, but not to everybody. So how do we get to this authoritarian rule? Well, you put people um, that believe in it, you know, in these places. They came to America, they got in these positions, and they started to do to Americans exactly what the bad Cubans were doing to them. Why? Because that's all they know. Uh, um, Communism is a classless society. Communism is where everybody's the same. That you can be smarter and work harder, but you're going to get paid the same as the dummy, as the person who didn't do anything, as the thief, as the least influential human being in at the job, right? The bottom of the barrel. And the smartest person who worked hard and went to school and he's a good person and check all these people don't get the accolades that they deserve for their hard work. So this is what communism is. Um, they start off with this, and this creates the opportunity for a cashless, cashless society. So what's going on in America with Trump and the Bitcoin and all these things? They're moving towards a cashless society. So it's funny how the Cubans here are angry at Trump for doing exactly what they've been doing to Americans since they got here. Yeah, so there's a lot of communism and communists in Miami. They're in the housing, they are in the police department, They're in the libraries. They are at your job. They are your apartment managers. They are your HOA fee coordinators. They are your doctors. They're the DMV. You see what I'm saying? So Miami is flooded with communistic behaviors and ideologies under the disguise of freedom. So they use the freedoms of civil rights that blacks have to challenge and defend themselves from doing communistic shit. That's some crazy shit. But that's what's going on. So not many black people here in Miami are fairly intelligent enough to even care. Most of them probably just say, fuck it, I just want to be comfortable. Then you get situations like in Miami where black people ain't got to say so enough. They're just alive over here. You know what I'm saying? So Haitians have the jitney, Haitians got the taxi, Haitians got the hotels, the African Americans. I don't know where they work at because I don't, it's like saying African Americans here. These are Haitians and immigrants here in Miami. So I always get attacked too, by the way. I've been in Florida 14 years and I've never been attacked as much as I have since I moved on the beach. And I moved on the beach to do what I needed to do, and I have. However, there are a lot of entities here. You got residents, you got police, you got all these systems that I've said that was put in place for people like me as an African American from America to use to defend myself are being abused and manipulated by people who aren't even from fucking America. I don't understand it. So this isn't a Miami Beach. Everybody's this, everybody's that. Miami Beach is a beautiful place for people with beautiful people. I'm pretty sure Cuba used to be a beautiful place with beautiful people before all the blackouts. They're all protesting. So that means something is wrong. Something is going on with Cuba, and it has nothing to do with African Americans. Whatever issues Cuba has with Trump, Trump's a white man. I don't see black people involved in shit that's going on as far as politics. So what is all the beef against black people here in Miami Beach? Yes, I've been persecuted and attacked for 14 years. And I got the legal documents to prove this shit. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I have a multi-million-dollar lawsuit against police and a lot of people here. But do you think that discourages Cubans? Do you think that discourages the Cuban police department? Do you think a federal lawsuit discourages Jews? Do you think calling the police, writing complaints, or any of those things advocate for you as a black person here? It don't. And that's the cold hard truth of Miami Beach. Is when you get here, you must know your law. You must know your rights. Because if you come over here as a black person and don't know shit, as most immigrants do, you become a slave to the system. You become a slave to people, and that's how there's a woodpecker out here. Authoritative leaders get picked into positions so they can protect their communistic ideologies, so they can set Americans up the same way they've been set up and make everybody a classless society here in Florida, not America, just in their world, so they can have an authoritarian rule over people like me and my lawsuit, my police reports, my injuries, anything that goes on. There's always a Jewish person or a Cuban there to decide what's best for a black person who's been here since before the Constitution was even written. So, gaslighting is commonplace here. You know what I'm saying? You got to watch yourself as an American human being in America. Beware in Florida.